What's up, everybody? Oh man, it's been 4 years. I cannot believe it's been 4 years since I've stepped away from YouTube and did my last video. So I was looking at my comments the other day on my previous video that I have. And for those who are new to this channel, that are new to this video overall, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. He is Torien right below. And watch my previous video from 4 years ago, okay? That'll give you a little bit of understanding as to, who I am, my background, where I came from, things like that, right? So, man, I cannot believe it's really been 4 years, y'all. It's been 4 years. A lot has happened in my 4 year time frame. So if you guys do not follow me on social media like Instagram, definitely follow me on Instagram for sure. If you do follow me on Instagram already, you've already kind of like seen what I have been, going through and things like that, for the past 4 years, where the case may be, right? What I've experienced or whatever. So I know that there's a lot of people here on my YouTube that has not followed all of my social media or probably hasn't kept up with me as lately. And for that, I do want to say, go ahead and follow my Instagram. He is Torien. Like, we want to make sure we stay connected with this. All right, so I am back on YouTube for good now. And yes, guys, this is not going to be a video where I post a video and you won't hear from me again in 4 years. This will be an actual video where I am choosing to stay consistent with creating content on YouTube. All right, so first things first, one thing I want to talk about in this video is the 4 year recap, right? I want to go over things that happened within my 4 years, get you guys updated as to what's been going on with me and things like that. Oh, wow. It's been a while, man. So bear with me for a second. But I want to tell you guys exactly what happened with me in the past 4 years. So after my first video, went through my previous relationship, things like that. Fast forward to later December 2018, I made the transition to move to Atlanta, Georgia. So for those that don't know where I'm from or where I used to live at, I'm originally from Augusta, Georgia, so about 2 hours away from the Atlanta area. And I was born and raised there. And that's where I was up until I turned the age of 20. When I turned 20 in August, I moved to Atlanta December of 2018. Moved there my overall move there honestly was just for better opportunities, because if you come from where I come from, it's not a whole lot of opportunities out there, at least in my opinion, for what I wanted to do, right? I have a lot of friends and stuff that I know that are still there, and nothing's wrong with that at all. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing your thing, do your thing out there. But for me, I just felt like my dreams were a lot bigger, and I wanted to be able to, expand my horizons. So I moved to Atlanta. I felt complacent in what I was doing. So I was working for those that don't know, I still do work in tech as of now, but I was working in tech as my first job. I used to work for Apple. I was working there for 4.5 years. And I believe I was, at the time, it was 2018. So I was there for about 2 years. In December or before December, I felt complacent, for real. I felt complacent in what I was doing. I've got promoted to, these different levels and things like that. And the next promotion would have been basically management, which is something I didn't want to do. And just to let y'all know, like, when it comes to me having a job, there's nothing wrong with having a job at all, but when I was working with Apple, I was working on a retail level. So it wasn't corporate. It was kind of like semi-corporate, but not really. I was dealing with customers every day and things like that. And that stuff can get old, right? That stuff can get very old. So I wanted to be able to transition to something different. I moved for job opportunities. So at the time, I'm pretty sure some of you guys on this video that are watching this video right now, you might have bigger dreams than where you currently are. Your dreams may be a lot bigger than your current surroundings, okay? So there's nothing wrong with being able to move out on your own or branch out to different areas for more opportunities for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I did it, and I was very successful in what I did. I was still with Apple at the time, so it was a position that opened up in Atlanta. At the time, I had a couple of family members in Atlanta, but at the same time, I was planning to move in with the cousin. And it kind of didn't really work out, but I still moved anyway. Like, I moved because I just wanted to kind of like get out of my comfort zone. So I left Augusta in 2018, and I moved to Atlanta. And honestly, guys, I have to say that was the best thing I could have ever did, was move to Atlanta, because it taught me a lot of different things. It taught me first of all, it taught me how to be on my own fully. Like, I've been on my own since I was 18, but as far as like living, I was still living with my parents at the time, but I've had a job ever since I was, I had a real steady paying job ever since I turned 18. So I always had, money for myself and things like that, but I wanted to really experience adulting when I felt like I could. And I had a good savings and things like that. So my parents, they raised me pretty good. good, and I was able to be financially responsible and save up enough money to move. At the time, I wanted to move in with a roommate, which was my cousin, because that just felt like the most cost-effective thing, you know, keep my savings and things like that. But it didn't end up working like that. So I did end up moving to Atlanta, but I moved in with a roommate for a couple of months, well, actually over a year. And then fast forward, that was 2019. So I moved in with a roommate for that course of that year. I was still working at Apple at the time, figure life out, you know, and just try to, like, you know, elevate as much as possible. I learned a lot of different things when I first moved here as well. So 2020 came, the pandemic happened. The pandemic definitely happened, and it affected a lot of different people here in the United States. Well, actually, all over the world. Pandemic happened globally. At the time, I was still working for Apple, but in 2019 and 2020, I learned new skills. So I'm very excited to talk to you guys a little bit about it, because I do want to incorporate that within my YouTube channel to kind of let you guys know a little bit about, you know, financial literacy and things of that nature. But I learned a new skill to make me extra source of income, and I was doing pretty good in that. But then when 2020 occurred and COVID happened, the pandemic happened, it literally affected millions of people, right? It affected a whole lot of people. And as for me at the time, I was going through a phase where, like, I was getting tired of my job with Apple. I was getting tired of my job, and I was getting tired of just being in the same position I've been in for a while. Like I said, I've been promoted, you know, several times from the company, but the next resort would have been management, and I didn't want to go management. I wanted bigger dreams for myself as far as, like, on an entrepreneurial level, right? I didn't see my future there within Apple as far as where I was at. So learning that new skill, it started out to be a side income, side hustle, and then it turned out to be a full-time thing for me. So in 2020, COVID happened, things like that. We couldn't go anywhere for a couple of months. So I was working in the store. So I was working, like, you know, with customers, things like that. So when COVID happened, they shut a lot of that down for the time being. So I was working from home. I had more time to be able to focus on my side hustle that turned into my full-time thing. 2020 was it was a good year for me, right? It was pretty good as far as financially, maybe mentally, but also too, as far as, like, it's me progressing. 2020 was a year where I definitely fully progressed. I had a decent amount of money saved, and I also had a decent amount of income that I was making at the time. So I was still staying with a roommate, but I ended up getting a place. So I have my apartment. This is my apartment. I don't know if I'm doing an apartment tour, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I'm doing that. I'm still gonna think of that. But I got an apartment with the money that I was making. Also got my dream car as well. So I was very excited about that. That was something that, you know, I wanted to knock off my bucket list. But 2020 was definitely a manifestation year for me. I was manifesting a lot of things that I wanted. And literally it was like, even though people went through a lot of different things with COVID, you know, people losing jobs and things like that, for me, it wasn't so much like that. I was still able to, by the grace of God, I was able to increase my finances because I had more time to myself to be able to focus on my side skills. And I was able to, like, you know, make extra money and things like that while still having my job. I was blessed to be in that position to still have my job and still have things going for myself. So yeah, guys, got a new crib, got a new car in 2020. And everything was up and up, right? My side hustle was turning into a full-time thing, like I said. So I do day trade. I'm a day trader, and I've learned the skill of how to be able to day trade and things like that. So yeah, so that was going on in 2020. Also, I was with a network marketing company at the time. I won't say the name, but I was with a network marketing company at the time, and a lot of things was going well for me, right? So fast forward to 2021. 2021 happened, and literally, guys, I had a lot of success in 2020. When 2021 hit, literally, I want to say after like July, maybe August of 2021, y'all, my birthday is in August. So literally July to August of 2021, that's when things started to go downhill for me. And I can speak about it now because, you know, it doesn't affect me as much as it did before. But imagine holding your own as far as financially and things like that, you know, since you've been 18, you've been taught, like, you know, financial literacy, all these different things, right? Imagine, you know, going from making 6 figures a year or just having, like, you know, a certain amount of money or whatever the case may be, you're making a certain amount of income, to not having anything or starting to see, you know, your finances deplete. You start to see opportunities deplete, all these different things, right? So July and August of 2021, happened, and that was one of the most challenging moments in my life that I had, or one of the most challenging times that I had. I started to see my account like literally deplete, like bank account deplete. I had to Uber eat. I had to do certain things to kind of like, survive. And also, I'm in a new relationship, and I'm in a long distance relationship as well. And I will talk more about that on my videos as well. But yeah, it's a whole story, guys. It's been 4 years, so it's a lot of stuff that's been happening. So literally, I was in a long distance relationship at the time. My business was going good, but then it hit a decline. So I lost a lot of money financially, things like that. Also, wow, my girlfriend is here, like witnessing all of this, right? So my girlfriend lives in Canada. We are in a long distance relationship. So this is our first time actually coming down to the States, chilling with me. And I had so much plans for as far as like what I wanted to do with her when it came to like things I had to spend money on. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I was in a moment where I had to literally grind because like I said, I forgot, I left this part out. I quit my job with Apple in April of 2021. So I literally was day trading full time. Like this was my source of income. And I was also making money, from network marketing and things like that. But literally when all of that stopped in July to August of 2021, that's when I started to receive like, a big decline in my success as far as financially and mentally. I just wasn't there. So I went through a series of depression while I was in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? So imagine going from having all this money, having all this success to now being shot in the foot, basically, where you don't have any of this anymore, or you don't have anything to show for it. So it brought a real low point for me. I was at a real low point, you know what I'm saying? I never was suicidal or anything like that, but just series of depression and things like that. Like 2020, 2021, this is why I also say too, like money doesn't always equate to happiness, because even in 2021, I had success. I had a lot of success in 2020, but I also was overworking myself. So I was working a job at Apple, I was day trading, and I was also teaching people how to day trade. And I'm in a network marketing company. So it was a lot of different things that I was doing at one time. So I was overworking myself, which I thought was good for me, and I was making money, but I wasn't in the mindset of self-care. I wasn't in the mindset of taking care of myself first before anybody else. Like I was always helping a lot of different people out. And as a result of that, I lost a lot of money, and I lost a lot of time just looking out for myself, right? I don't regret anything that happened in the past. Like if I personally helped you when it comes to trading, or just help you, level up, or whatever the case may be, then God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't take that time for granted at all, but I just wish that I could have poured more time into myself as well, right? So, and I didn't have, during July to August 2021, I didn't have a lot of time to focus on myself, especially after my business has declined. My money is shorter now. I don't have the same income as I had before. So really I have to figure out ways like I can hustle. So my friend put me on Uber Eats. Shout out to my boy John, one of my close best friends. Put me on Uber Eats or put me on different money plays and stuff to make money and things like that. So y'all, I was literally hustling, like, you know what I'm saying? And then my girlfriend is here she was here for 6 months, watching me. Like she seen me at my lowest, like watching me grind, you know what I'm saying? And just so we can have food, and just so we can have food and have shelter. Like she was here at my crib for the majority of the time of her being here for the 6 months. We never went without, which I'm blessed to have, you know what I'm saying? We never went without anything, so I was able to make something out of it, right? Fast forward, got back on my feet November of 2021. I got a job opportunity within tech. It was a bigger opportunity for me. And I figured, why not do it, right? That's income that I could have to, survive, pay my bills and stuff like that, but also give me enough income to be able to get back into day trading and get back into making more money and, getting into more investments, things like that. Because guys, day trading, if you guys don't know what day trading is, you have to have a certain type of mindset to day trade. And if your mindset is not there to day trade and make money, you're not going to be able to make money. So imagine me losing tens of thousands of dollars in the market trying to make money, and I'm not financially there because I'm like, I need it now. But it doesn't work like that. It's not an instant gratification type of deal. So I mentally was not right for a couple of months, you know what I'm saying? Actually, really almost to a year. Like I'm just now getting to a good place in my life where I'm starting to get back income, you know what I'm saying? Like money's looking right, you know what I mean? Like I'm at a good place now where I took a lot of time to myself to practice self-care and things like that. So after I got my job opportunity with tech, I've been doing that for a while now. Yeah, it's been over a year since I've been working in tech, in the corporate tech space now, right? So I'm doing that, you know what I'm saying? And I also, you know, day trade, and I also have my business that I just started with, you know, my close best friend, where we teach people, you know, financial literacy with day trading and things like that. So anyway, all of that, you know what I'm saying? All that to say that these past 4 years has been a hell of a 4 years for sure, right? But I don't regret anything that's happened, because if anything, these are all life experiences that I wouldn't take for granted, whether it's good or bad. And you got to go through the bad in order to get the good, right? And for me, it was like I had all the good coming to me, but at some point the bad had to come, and it did, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I knew that it was always going to be temporary. Like I always kept telling myself when I was Uber eating, like I'm gonna actually show y'all a picture that I took when I was actually Uber eating. Like I went to people's houses, of course, to deliver food and stuff like that. And I live in Atlanta, so I was going a little bit everywhere all around Atlanta, and just, you know, I would see like, you know, $1 million homes and, you know, all these different things. And I ran by like a sign that I'm gonna drop like right over here. You know, it said those words, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I just kept telling myself, you know, during those hard times, even when I didn't want to do it, guys, I kept telling myself that, you know, it's only temporary, it's only temporary, it's only temporary. And God blessed me, you know, with the opportunity to get back on my feet overall. So I'm blessed to be able to go through that experience and also be able to bounce back up. Yeah, guys, the 4 years was a hell of a long journey for sure. But like I said, I'm blessed nonetheless. And, you know, I thank God that I'm still here today to be able to talk to you guys about it and to be able to have a testimony, right? To be able to go through the test, to have that testimony, okay? So yeah, so I talked about that stuff as far as like, you know, what I've been doing the past 4 years, you know, my lowest point, you know, from that time in 2021 and things like that. And the last thing I want to talk about, guys, is my overall journey for YouTube and what it's going to look like, you know, for my future videos. So guys, it's pretty much going to be day in the life videos where I'm going to kind of show you what I do in my day to life, things like that. A lot of interesting stuff. I'm going to talk to you guys about like self-care, mental health, you know, how serious and important that is for anybody that may be going through something similar to that as well, and how to practice and prioritize self-care. I'm going to talk about I'm going to include hobbies that I do. Like, of course, I'm going to get back in the gym. I haven't been as active as I wanted to be as for my last video, as you can tell. But I'm starting to get back in the gym, and I want to take you guys a part of that journey as well. So for anybody that may, you know, feel like you want to do something, like do it. Like this video, I mean, these videos that I'm going to be creating for you guys are going to be nothing but just content that's going to motivate you or inspire you to do more. Like I want to take you guys through where I'm at now to where I want to be in the future in the next couple of months or even years, right? So I want you guys to take from this, it's going to be nothing but just motivational content that you guys want to be able to look forward to. We're going to have also weekly talks just about different topics and things like that. So kind of like a podcast setting where it's probably going to be just me talking, but I might have, you know, some people come on and like, you know, have like a little podcast setting where I talk about different things on different topics and things like that. So just to keep you guys interested as well, but also just along with my journey, like what it looks like for Torien, what it is that I'm doing. So my plan is to grow with you guys, and my plan is for you guys to, you know, just witness me through the journey. So, you know, make sure if you guys have not subscribed yet, subscribe to this channel right now. More videos to come. I'm going to drop a video at least once a week, do it like weekly or whatever the case may be. But yeah, guys, like that was pretty much the recap that, you know, that's happened in the past 4 years. I know it's been a lot, and thank you guys for watching this whole video. If you went through the whole video and watched it, and I really appreciate you guys. Everybody that still subscribes to this channel, I appreciate you guys. For anybody that has the notifications on, like, I appreciate all of y'all, because it literally has been 4 years and y'all couldn't have watched the video. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to watch the video. You know what I'm saying? You could have did anything else with your day, but you took time out to watch the video and just learn more about me and just see what I got going on. So I thank you guys. But like I said, more videos to come soon. I love you guys, and I appreciate all of you guys for rocking with me. Team Torien, we are here. And yeah, guys. But yeah, also comment what you guys would like to see from me in these videos as well. I am interested into knowing what you guys want to see from me, and things like that, whether it's, you know, certain topics I want to talk about or day in the life. Just comment anything that you want to see, you know, from me, for my YouTube videos and things like that, so I can get back into motion. So bear with me, guys, but I've been off of YouTube for a minute, so as far as on the creator side. So yeah, guys, I'm going to get more, you know, acquainted to it and things like that. But I love all of you. I appreciate you guys for joining. Stay tuned for the next video. You don't want to miss it. He is Torien, and I'm out.